Chapter 3. The Shooting Match at Nottingham Town. The sheriff was furious because of the failure to take Jolly Robin. It came to his ears that people laughed at him. "Ah, I have it now," cried the sheriff. He sent messengers north and south and east and west to proclaim a grand shooting match. The prize was to be an arrow of pure gold. When Robin Hood heard of the news, um, he called all his men about him. He said, "We must meet slyness with slyness. Some of you clothe yourselves as friars, some as peasants, some as tinkers or beggars. But see that every man takes a good bow or broadsword. I will shoot for this golden arrow. Should I win it, we will hang it to the branches of our greenwood tree for the joy of all the band." A fair sight was Nottingham Town on the day of the shooting match. At the end of the shooting range, near the target, was a raised platform. It was decorated with ribbons and scarves and flowers for the Sheriff of Nottingham. The very best archers of merry England had come to this shooting match. The archers stepped to their places, while the folks shouted for favorites. "Hey for William O'Leslie," cried some. "Red Cap," cried others. The herald stood and proclaimed the rules of the game. "Shoot each man from yon mark. One arrow shot for each man first. The 10 fairest shots will be chosen to shoot again. Then the 3 that are fairest of the 10 will shoot again. And to him that shoots the fairest shall the prize be given." The sheriff leaned forward to look keenly at the many archers to find whether Robin Hood was among them. He saw no one in Lincoln Green. "Let me see when but 10 men shoot," he said. "He will be among them, or I know him not." The good folk never saw such archery as was done that day. It was a noble shooting. Now but 10 men were left, and of those 10, 6 were famous throughout the land. 2 others were from Yorkshire, and another was a tall stranger in blue who said he was from London town. The last was a tattered stranger in a scarlet with a patch over one eye. The sheriff said to a man at arms who stood near him, "See you Robin Hood among these 10?" "Nay, that I do not, your worship," answered the man. "Then you knave is a coward as well as a rogue." And now but 3 men were left. One was Gil o' the Red Cap, one the tattered stranger in scarlet, and one Adam o' the Dell. Gil drew back his bow with care. Straight flew the arrow and lodged close beside the spot that marked the very center. "Well done, Gilbert," cried the sheriff. "You ragged knave, let me see you shoot your better shaft than that." Quite still stood the stranger. Then he drew his trusty yew. The arrow flew so true that it took a goose feather off Gilbert's shaft as it lodged in the very center of the target. Adam o' the Dell shook his head as he spoke. "I shoot no more this day. No man can match with yon stranger." The sheriff came down from his platform in all his silks and velvets to where the tattered stranger stood. Take the prize. Well and fair, you have won it, he said. Say, good fellow, will you join my service? Nah, that I will not, said the stranger roughly. No man in all merry England shall be my master. Then get you gone. The sheriff turned on his heel and strode away. A right varied company gathered around the greenwood tree that same day. Amid noise of talking and laughter, one clad in scarlet took the patch from his eye. He stripped away the scarlet rags and showed himself clad in Lincoln green. Easy come these things away, but walnut stains come not so speedily from yellow hair, he said. All laughed louder, for it was Robin Hood who had won the prize from the sheriff's very hands. When feasting was done, Robin Hood took Little John aside. He said, "Truly, I am eager to let the sheriff know who it was that won the golden arrow from his hand." That day, the sheriff sat in the great hall house of his house in Nottingham town. He said to the 80 men around him, "I did not think that knave Robin Hood was such a coward." As he finished speaking, something fell among the dishes on the table. One of the men at arms brought it to the sheriff. It was a blunt gray goose shaft with a fine scroll tied near its head. The sheriff opened the scroll. His cheeks grew red with rage as he read. "Now heaven bless thy grace this day, say all in sweet Sherwood, for thou did give the prize away to merry Robin Hood."